students. Today I am starting second chapter of ninth standard, and your second chapter is tissue. Your second chapter is tissue. Now, first question arises: what is tissue? Actually, group of cell performing common function. Its origin and structure are same, then it is called tissue. Here, definition of tissue is given. Group of tissue, not tissue, group of cells. Group of cells having common origin, shape and structure. Its origin, shape and structure must be same so that it has to achieve a common function. This collection of cells are called tissue. Now, second question: tissue of animal and plant body are same? No. They also quite different because their body organization are different, their functions are different, and it can broadly be divided. This difference can broadly be divided in 5 heading. You can see here. First one is function, second one is energy requirement, third one is nature, fourth one is growth, and fifth one is tissue organization. In function, what is the difference? In plant tissue, most of the tissues are supportive and mechanical in function. It provide mechanical support. Whereas in animal tissue, it performs various types of functions. When we see energy requirement, we find in case of plant tissue, its requirement is less, whereas in case of animal, it is comparatively more. Now come to the third point, what is the nature? When we see plants, most of the tissues are dead. Some are living, whereas in case of animal, all cells are living or tissues are living. Why most of the tissues are dead? Because it has to perform it has to provide mechanical strength to the plant because there is no skeletal system there. Now come to the growth, fourth point. In a specific region of plant body, growth can be shown throughout the life. But when we see in animal, it is uniform in all cells. Tissue organization, it is simple, and here in case of animal tissue, it is complex. Now you have already seen what is the difference between animal tissue and plant tissue. Now, one by one, we will discuss in detail. First of all, we will discuss about plant tissue. Now, come to the next point, and it is plant tissue. When we see plant tissue, plant tissue can broadly be divided in 2 headings. First one is meristematic tissue and second one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue can broadly be divided in 3 parts. First one, second and third. First one is apical meristem. Second one is intercalary meristem. And third one is lateral meristem. When we divide the permanent tissue can be broadly divided in 2 parts. First one is simple permanent tissue permanent tissue. This simple permanent tissue can be simple permanent tissue can be supportive and protective. Supportive and second one protective. Protective. Supportive permanent tissue can again be divided in three parts. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and third one is sclerenchyma. Whereas protective is divided in two parts. First one is epidermal tissue and second one is cork. Now come to the simple permanent tissue. Now come to the second one, complex permanent tissue. Complex. And this complex permanent tissue can broadly be divided in two parts. First one is xylem and second one is phloem. Now look at the board. You have already seen classification of classification of plant tissue here. In plant tissue can broadly be divided in two parts. First one is meristematic tissue and second one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue are undifferentiated tissue, whereas permanent tissues consist of differentiated cells or differentiated tissues. When we see meristematic tissue, it can broadly be divided in three headings: apical, intercalary, and lateral. When we see permanent tissue, it can broadly be divided in two headings. First one is simple permanent tissue and second one is complex permanent tissue. Now come to the simple permanent tissue. On the basis of its function, it can broadly be divided in two headings. First one is supportive and second one is protective. Supportive are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Whereas protective are of two types. First one epidermal, second one cork. Complex permanent tissue are of two types: xylem and phloem. Now we will discuss in detail about these two tissues. First we will discuss about meristematic tissue. When we see meristematic tissue, we will find that meristematic tissue has some specific characteristics. We will see some specific characteristics. In meristematic tissue. First one, it is compactly arranged. Cells of meristematic tissues are compactly arranged. Compactly arranged. Like this, you can see here tiles, like tiles. It is compactly arranged like tiles. Since this is plant cell, the cell wall must be present. Cell wall must be present. You can see in the diagram. This is cell membrane. This one is cell wall. Nucleus. And the fluid which is present here. This fluid is called cytoplasm. That means when we see meristematic tissues, all the cells are compactly arranged. When we see its size, it is small, undifferentiated, undifferentiated, undifferentiated tissue. That means it consists of small undifferentiated cells. Now come to the third point. Its wall is, cell wall is thin. Cell wall thin. Its vacuole are absent. Cytoplasm not dense. Cytoplasm are dense. Its cytoplasm are dense. When we see nucleus, its nucleus is prominent and centrally located. Look at here. These are the characteristics of meristematic tissue. All the cells of meristematic tissue are compactly arranged. It is small, undifferentiated cells. Cell wall is thin, vacuole is absent, cytoplasm dense, nucleus is prominent and centrally located. Now we will discuss what is the difference between these three. Apical, lateral and meristematic tissue. You can see here apical, lateral and meristematic tissue. This is meristematic tissue, location of meristematic tissue. Location of meristematic tissue. You can see here in the apical region, apical meristem is present. Apical meristem is present in the region from where branches arises out. In this region, this one is actually intercalary. Intercalary. Now come to the lateral region. This is lateral. Location of meristematic tissue in different parts of plant. In apical part of root or stem, apical meristematic tissue is present at the base of nodes, internodes, etc. Intercalary is present, and in the lateral part, lateral meristematic tissues are present. Now, question arises: what is the difference between these three types of meristematic tissue? Apical, lateral, apical, intercalary and lateral. Intercalary and lateral. First one, when we see in location, actually apical meristematic tissues are present at the tip of root, stem, young leaf. Whereas when we see intercalary at the base of nodes, lateral meristematic tissue, we find that lateral meristematic tissues are present in cork and cork cambium. Now come to the function. What is the function of these three? Function responsible for increase in length. This one is responsible for branching. This one is responsible for branching, and lateral meristematic tissue is responsible for increase in girth. Now you can see here difference between apical, intercalary and lateral meristematic tissue. It is present at the tip and responsible for increase in length from downward and upward both the direction. It is responsible for branching, and this one is responsible for increase in girth. Now next day I will start permanent tissue. Thank you.